the autographs, a cap and gown, the honors that you've earned, a future that looks bright because of everything you learned, a smile that says you made it all the way.
Ohio salutes our graduating seniors. You are Ohio's future, and we wish you the best. Congratulations.
Of the class this year.
The distinction of valedictorian is the highest academic honor a school can bestow upon a graduating senior. This award is for the student with the highest cumulative grade point average in his class. Our 2015 valedictorian is Paul Natowski, sporting an cum grade point average of 4.358. Paul is the son of Paul, class of 1981, and Rebecca Natowski of Broadview Heights. Paul came to Benedictine from Assumption Academy in Broadview Heights, where he and his family had been parishioners for many years. Paul has participated in football and basketball his freshman year, baseball his first 2 years, and track for the last 2 years, this year serving as the senior captain. Paul once wrote that the primary reason he came to Benedictine was because of its Catholic identity, its college preparatory classes, and the course rigor. He has been involved in Pro-Life Club, National Honor Society, and Knights of the Altar, and volunteered in a number of capacities. This year, he has served as one of the prior chaplains and has helped to lead the Kairos Retreat. Earlier this month, Paul was presented with the Phi Beta Kappa Award for Academic Excellence, a society that prides itself on the value of education for the progress of society. Paul will be attending St. Vincent College in the fall. At this time, I invite Paul to come forward to present his graduation address.
Thank you, Mrs. Zuland. Good evening. Father Gerard, Father Michael, Mrs. Zuland, Mr. Koenig, faculty and staff, esteemed guests, parents, and men of Benedictine. I would first like to congratulate the class of 2015. Our hard work and determination has gotten us to this day. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Over the years, many valedictorians have given comical, yet powerful and dynamic speeches. You may have heard the speech called "This is Water," or even the hypothetical commencement speech by Mary Schmitz dubbed "Wear Sunscreen." Although my speech is not nearly the caliber of these speeches, I will try to make it as interesting as possible, very similar to a Mr. Francioli English class. Hopefully that appeals to you. About 1 year ago, Alex Isle showed me the movie entitled Rudy. If you are close to me, you probably know I am very fond of this movie. Actually, if you follow me on Twitter, you have probably seen my unhealthy obsession with the movie. And if you follow John Zuch on Twitter, you also know this fact due to his tendency to respond to some of my tweets asking, "Paul, is this a Rudy quote?" So why do I like the movie Rudy so much? Other than the obvious reason that it takes place at the University of Notre Dame, I like the movie because it tells the story of an ordinary young man with a passion to attend Notre Dame and play football, a passion he does not lose sight of despite daunting obstacles. Of course, there are hundreds of books and movies that tell a similar story of a young man or woman on fire for a cause, and he or she travels great lengths to achieve his goal. I just decided to use Rudy for this speech. But we are all like Rudy, in the sense that each of us has a passion, a desire to do something extraordinary. When we entered Benedictine some 4 years ago, it was clear that we were a diverse group of students. A good group of our class was passionate about certain subjects, like the sciences or humanities. Others were passionate about athletics or certain clubs. Since our freshman year, we have matured, hopefully, and our scope of the world has expanded. Many of these developments, our passions and our desires are probably much more clear to us. Basketball may have been one of our passions the past 4 years, and that is a very good thing. It could very well stay as one of our passions going into the future. However, the chances of making basketball a profession are very minuscule. There are certain people with incredible God-given talents who will be able to play at the next level, but for the majority of us, we will need to broaden our horizons, think outside of the box, and keep searching for what truly drives us. In the past few months, I have done a lot of research on a potential college major. Everything from physical therapy to mathematics to accounting to philosophy has sparked my interest. I've also questioned a lot of you about your intended major, and I have heard everything from engineering to nursing. This is all very good, and it proves that our class has a wide range of interests and passions. Going back to Rudy, whatever you decide to pursue on the next level, attack it with everything you have and give it your all. Don't be afraid to fail, because as we all know, failure is inevitable and it will happen. But if we are truly passionate about it, there is a good chance we will learn from our mistakes and persevere. I want to read you a quote that is very cliche, but it deserves to be heard at least one more time. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us the most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Benedictine has exposed us to a wide variety of subjects and activities the past 4 years. Maybe you have found your passion, or maybe you are like me, still searching for your true desire. One thing is for certain though, if you pursue your goals with your whole being, mind, body, and spirit, you will find the happiness you are searching for in life. It is easy for me to stand up here and tell you all this, but in reality, it will be extremely difficult and it will require your utmost effort. But just like Rudy, if you follow your passion, at the end of the day, you will be a champion. Thank you.
I'd like Father Gerard to come forward, please.
The title Mr. Benedictine is the highest award that can be conferred upon a graduating senior. The entire school community is involved in the selection of this award. It recognizes the senior student who has embraced all the Benedictine stands for: vibrant faith, academic excellence, athletic prowess, strong leadership, and faithful and disciplined character. And it is an honor to be selected as one of the finalists for this award. And so at this time, I ask the finalists for this year's Mr. Benedictine Award to stand and be recognized. Anthony Brown, Joseph Hauser, Colin Pecoraro, and Dan Simcoe. Please stand. Our Mr. Benedictine 2015 is Senior Paul Natowski. There is a strong Benedictine tradition in his family. Besides his father Paul, 3 uncles, John, Mark, and Dave, also graduated from Benedictine. And currently his brother Matt is a junior at the Home of Champions. Since he has already been introduced to you with many accolades, I now call upon Paul to return and present his Mr. Benedictine address.
All right, one more time, guys. Father Gerard, Father Michael, Mrs. Zulant, Mr. Koenig, faculty and staff, parents, esteemed guests, and Meta Benedictine. I would first like to start off by congratulating my fellow classmates Anthony Brown, Joseph Hauser, Colin Pecoraro, and Danny Simcoe on being finalists for Mr. Benedictine. All of you are very worthy to receive this extremely prestigious award, and it was an honor to be a finalist along with you. Also, thank you to my fellow Meta Benedictine for electing me Mr. Benedictine. This is almost surreal to me, and is the most humbling experience I have ever had in my lifetime. 5 years ago, I was faced with the difficult task of choosing which high school I would attend for the next 4 years of my life. Most of my friends from Assumption Academy in Broadview Heights were going to schools like St. Ignatius, Welsh Jesuit, and Padua, all very good schools. Benedictine was always on my mind during my elementary school years. My uncles John, class of 1976, Mark, class of 1977, and Dave, class of 1978, as well as my dad, class of 1981, are all Benedictine alumni. I have been involved with Benedictine since a young age, attending a good number of sporting events and supporting the Abbey. I loved Benedictine. However, I also knew I would be the only boy from my 8th grade class going here. I decided to shadow Benedictine and one other Catholic high school. After I finally experienced a day at Benedictine, I knew this was the school for me. Something I like to point out to people not affiliated with Benedictine is that on the front of the school building, our sign proclaims Home of Champions. This term was coined by our late Abbot Jerome Koval in the 1950s and nurtured by the late Joe Rufus. This phrase applies to every aspect of our high school lives: academics, athletics, the fine arts, and faith and spirituality. Since my freshman year, I have tried my hardest to be a champion every day, whether it was taking an AP European history test with Father Michael, running an 800-meter race, singing in a chorus concert, or serving an all-school mass. None of this would have been possible, though, without some very special people in my life, namely my parents. My dad has been my biggest role model growing up. He has taught me far too many lessons to list in this speech, but in general, he has taught me how to be a man of Benedictine. He has always stressed the importance of our Catholic faith within our family domain, ultimately strengthening our relationships with one another and with God. He has also been to all of my sporting events and concerts the past 4 years. My mom has helped me tremendously throughout my life, specifically the last 4 years. Like my dad, she has always been a role model for me. She, too, has stressed the importance of the Catholic faith within our family. My mom has given me advice on many aspects of my life and has helped me in more ways than she will ever know. My mom and dad have always been there for me. My brother Matt is an interesting guy. Most of the Benedictine students know him as an energetic, flashy sort of kid who isn't afraid to speak his mind. I like to say that Matt and I are brothers by blood, but friends by choice. He has inspired me to strive for greatness and stay focused on my goals. My uncles John, Mark, and Dave have all been role models for me. Their memories of their high school years at Benedictine are inspiring, while some are hilarious. I'm glad I'll be able to attend high school reunions with them in the future and share funny stories about our days at Benedictine. My grandparents have also been role models for me. Their love and support have helped me tremendously over the years. The Benedictine monks of Cleveland have guided me on my faith journey all my school years. Whether it was Abbot Chris, Father Justin, Father Pascal, or Father Ken at my home parish during my elementary school years, or one of the monks here at the high school, they have taught me how to be a man of Benedictine and seek God with a humble heart. Without the monks administering the school, Benedictine would not exist. The administration and teachers at Benedictine have helped me succeed academically and intellectually. There were occasions where I needed assistance on a problem I didn't quite understand or an assignment that I was confused about, and my teachers always guided me through it. I was also privileged to take part in Senior Scholars, an independent study course with Mr. Francioli after school hours, further supporting the notion that Benedictine seeks to develop its students intellectually. My classmates have played an instrumental role in shaping me into the man I am today. As a 14-year-old freshman in 2011, I met many different students from various backgrounds. This expanded my view of the world, and I soon came to appreciate all of the unique characteristics about all of my friends. My classmates have pushed me academically, athletically, and spiritually, teaching me every day how to be a champion. There are many other people who have helped transform me into the man I am today, and to them, family, friends, and even strangers alike, I am forever grateful. Mr. Benedictine is meant to best exemplify Benedictine's mission. To become Mr. Benedictine is humbling, exciting, and demanding all at once. Humbling because it is the highest award given to a student at Benedictine, voted on by the entire student body. Exciting because it is an extraordinary feat. Demanding because with great power comes great responsibility. Being Mr. Benedictine is a dream come true for me. Although it is a challenging task, I will seek to always uphold the values that Benedictine has taught me and to give back to the school in the future in whichever way God wants me to. Thank you, go Bengals, and I love you guys.
Paul David Natowski, summa cum laude. Bennett, Football, Marketing Club, National Honor Society, Pro-Life Club, Magic Club, Knights of the Altar, Track, Kairos 19 Retreat Team Leader, Priory Representative during junior year, Proficiency Awards in Honors Algebra 1, Health, Theology 1, Theology 3, Honors Physics, British Literature, Advanced Placement European History, Christian Witness Award 2012, 2013, and 2014, Priory Chaplain to St. Vincent College.